All right, this is Chris with Brothaspeak Podcast, where we talk about Black LGBT issues and topics. And my guest today is none other than a promoter, one of the biggest promoters out there for the DC Pride. And let me tell you, this Pride's been going on for over 25 years. So we're actually very happy to have him as a guest on the show to talk about what he has in store for all of us down there, for those who actually visit the DC Pride on May 25th, Thursday, all the way to the 29th on Monday. And let me tell you, it is called Wet Dreams Reloaded. So that title holds a lot of weight. So definitely want to find out from Mr. Wilson what he has in store. How you doing, Mr. Wilson?
Mr. Wilson is doing good. Other than a little tired, I'm doing great.
All right. Well, yeah, let me tell you, I appreciate you even taking the time to talk a little bit with us over here at Brothaspeak Podcast. Well, what do you have in store for those who are looking to be part of the DC Pride this year?
Well, I'm very excited this year about DC Pride. I decided to take a complete U-turn on the left and the right, and the left again, and then the right, and say, you know what, let's do a complete U-turn. I just wanted to do something totally different.
Okay.
And what a lot of promoters have been doing for several years. I've been in this game for a very long time, approaching 30 years now of doing club promotion in DC. So I've dealt with so many artists over the years and resumes. I don't even know where to begin to list the name of artists, but I've done so many female artists, from Jennifer Hudson to Pat LaBelle to SWB, and the list goes on.
Wow.
And so many others. But, this year I decided, I watch all the other Prides and I see what artists have been coming, and it's been kind of like that same thing over and over and over and over again. So I said to myself last year, I want to do something different.
All right.
I want to see if I can get some of these male artists to really just come to the forefront.
Nice.
So I put together an all-male, plus one female lineup this year.
Whoa.
We were fortunate, to be the first Pride to ever have a male artist lineup of this caliber. It has never been done before at any other Pride in the country.
Okay.
And I'm more excited about it because DC Pride is the originator. It all started here. We are the founders. It birthed here. It's the first Black Pride. So it only makes sense to have the first ever all-male lineup. So I'm very excited about that.
Whoa.
So I was able to secure one of the biggest male R&B singers in the industry, most well-respected male R&B singer, Tank, is performing live.
Nice. Okay.
Everyone's been talking about that, even in the industry. I'm getting industry folks calling me like, wow, Tank's going to be a decent Pride? Yes, he's going to be a decent Pride.
Wow.
So, the live video that he recorded for me is circulating on social media. He's excited to be coming this year, and I'm everybody excited.
Okay.
We were able to secure one of New York's hottest breakout rappers, Fresher. Has one of the hottest songs, The Remixes by Rennie Mars, 50 Cent, a Young Law, and the list goes on. So he has that big song on radio, Wait a Minute, which is going up the airwaves in the club. So
we hear it.
Performing live on Saturday. We were able to secure none other than the one and only Safari. Everyone knows Safari as being, the brain or the man behind Nicki Minaj. He's going to be here as well on Saturday night.
Wow.
We're bringing back Malana Christopher. Everyone knows Malana. She's a household name. And we're also bringing in one of the, I think she's Maggie from web series Brothaspeak. She's coming as well. And so we got all these, wonderful, fine, gorgeous black men showcasing Black Pride. Something has never been done before. So you look at that whole resume of all of these black men, and they're all beautiful black men, and I'm proud that they're all under the Wet Dreams Reloaded program this year. So when I looked at all that, I said, well, you know what? If I'm going to add any female, it's going to be the baddest bitch in the game.
Okay.
So, I had to bring Cardi B back this year.
No way. Okay.
She last year I had her here, and it was just like her first time, and it was the attendance of people trying to get into the 930 Club was almost surreal. I've never seen that many people. We probably had to turn away over 2,000 people last year.
My God,
that not
wow.
get into the building. So it only made sense to bring her back here again this year, being that she has a new CD out. She just signed a multi-million-dollar deal with Atlantic Records.
Nice.
She just got, she's doing the spokesmodel campaign for Elle magazine and makeup.
Wow.
She just got 2 BET nominations. So the girl is blinding, and she's just making a name and has made a name for herself. So it makes no sense. It wouldn't make any sense to not have her come back and grace us once again with another outstanding performance that she gave us last year. So I'm excited.
Wow. You know what? I'm still shocked that you have several male performances actually coming out there. So listen, with all the things that are occurring with all the prides across the nation, DC just continues to be that one that people just say, I got to go to DC. I got to go to DC. Even people who live down here in Fort Lauderdale, Miami, they still go to DC to see what's going on. What keeps DC out there so long?
Well, here's the thing that's a little bit weird. It's mighty funny you asked that question, because early today I had an interview with Metro Weekly magazine earlier today, which is for a cover story they're doing on me that comes out in D.C. on next Thursday with Metro Weekly.
Nice.
I was asked that same question today. I think what a lot of the young generation don't understand about pride across the masses, from Atlanta to D.C. to Philadelphia to New York to Houston, there's so many black prides.
Yes.
But sometimes I guess because now I'm older, much older than I was when I first started doing events, it kind of it rubs me the wrong way when a lot of promoters are promoting these prides across the country, and not all of them, but some of them, and even some of the young generation, they don't know the history of black pride.
That is true.
And how it started. And I run into so many young men and women, and I tell them about pride, and they have no idea.
Yeah.
How pride started. How was Atlanta Pride created? How did Civil become what it is today?
Yeah.
How did New York Pride and all these other prides, how did they start? It started in D.C. Wow. D.C. was the first.
Yes.
And it was the only major city to have a black pride.
You're right.
It birthed out of the Capitol Pride, which was the only pride in the nation's capital, which was Capitol Pride, which has been in existence for over 30 years now.
Right.
D.C. is embarking on 27 years this year.
Wow.
And a lot of the young generation has no idea how these prides got started, as well as some of the promoters.
You're right.
I was having a conversation recently with Milan Christopher, and I was telling him about Black Pride. He had no idea how this stuff started. Black Pride was birthed out of the Capitol Pride, which is really considered the white pride here in D.C. Black Pride was birthed from that during the early 90s. That's how D.C. Black Pride was started. And I think the reason why D.C. Black Pride still stands tall today is because it takes people like the board, promoters like myself, who understand the true meaning and the history of D.C. Black Pride. That's why it's prominent today as it was in the early 90s.
Wow. You're actually probably the first promoter that really talks about the history of prides in itself. And we did some of an infographic that I can actually share that with you via email. That actually kind of showing people the history, because we want people to really know about what the history, where it started from, and as much as we could possibly provide. Because you're right, a lot of people just don't know. Is it because we just have no interest and we just want to party, or what?
Well, I don't think it's that we're not interested. I don't think that information is being circulated or being put out there for people to understand the legacy, understand the history, understanding what all this is really about. It was never about the parties. It was never about promoters, because during that time when DC Pride first started, there was no such thing as promoters doing parties during that time.
Oh, wow.
It was more so, the Pride Board itself, when they started Pride, they were the ones that were hosting all of the parties.
Right.
And certain clubs. And it wasn't like a whole weekend of parties. There was probably maybe two big parties. You probably had a big Friday night party and a big Saturday night. And then came Sunday, everybody went to the Danica Field for the big outdoor festival at Danica Field across from Howard University. That's where we had our outdoor festival on Sunday, and that's where all the tens of thousands of people came. I can recall being at the Banneker Field one year. There were so many people. I've never seen that many, and I was 21 when I came out. I'm 50 now. I've never seen that many black, gay men and women in one place in my entire life.
Oh, wow.
It's unbelievable.
Wow.
And, I mean, we didn't get like the 5,000 of people or even 6,000 or 7,000 of people back then. The numbers were into like the 30,000 of people coming here. It was unreal. It was unsurreal.
Whoa, that's a huge
crazy
number.
back then in the day.
Yes. Wow. That so the question then becomes, for Pride, and you're right, for DC Pride being the fact that it was kind of the first of its kind at the time. You've been going since 21, is that correct?
I came up when I was 21. This involves the 27th year of DC Pride next week. I have attended every Black Pride from day one up until next week. I have not missed not one Pride.
Oh my God! Wow. Does it ever seem like it's going to fade out at any time?
Someone asked me a few weeks back, when do you think you're going to walk away and leave this alone? I said, when God tells me a time.
That's probably the best person to listen to.
when God tells me it's time to walk away from it, I will.
Wow.
For right now, because I don't take this as something that, it's just something to do. Oh, I'm just going to have a party. Anybody can have a party. Anybody can put together, and anyone can go in a club and have a party. It's more to it than that. I think as a promoter, you have to think beyond just a party. You have to think about the experience that people are going to have when they leave. Are they going to have a memorable moment when they get back home and tell their friends, I just didn't go to another party. This was a movement. This was an event. I think having Tank here in D.C. this year, this is not a party. This is a movement. Because this now opens doors for other secular male artists to feel a little bit more comfortable with their record labels and management companies to now come forward and do these prides. But it takes one person to stand up and say, you know what, I'm not going to let this constantly stop me from supporting and going out there performing for a fan base that I know that buys my records. But because the record label or the management company feels that, you are our multi-million-dollar artist, we don't want you at this pride, or we don't want you labeled with any of these prides because it brings a backlash, it brings a stigma. But now things have changed, so having someone like Tank to take a stand and show up and perform for thousands of Afro-American and even whites, I'm sure a lot of people are going to come here for that event. But just to even be in that atmosphere, for me, and looking at 21 years ago to now and seeing how this is now, how things have shifted and how now things are going left instead of right, this is a movement. This is not something that anybody, if you are a black man or woman, and you're gay, lesbian, whatever, trans, bi, whatever, this is not one of those moments where you sit on the sidelines and not support.
Right.
This is when you get out there and you support something like this. We have a national recording artist, a black Afro-American male, one of the most respected male artists in the music industry, that has said, you know what, hell with what everyone may think. I'm going to DC Black Pride and I'm going to make a statement and I'm going to show the community at large that, hey, Usher, Trey Songz, Miguel, Bruno Mars, all of you guys, it's okay to go into that market and support a community that supports us.
Wow.
That's what I'm trying to take DC Pride. I'm not trying to keep going back with the same female artists that are being recycled around every pride year after year after year. Because what happens is that people begin to be like, okay, it's the same thing. It's DC Pride, but it's the same person there all the time.
Right.
And even though it's not about the artist, people are still intrigued by what else can I get from this situation. If I'm spending my money, what more can I get out of it than just a party? Can I see a great artist? Am I going to get an experience?
Right.
Okay, I just came from California. I've never seen a Black Pride before. How is this going to impact my life? Will this change my life? I want people to come to Daryl Wilson's party, and I want them to expect something. I want them to get something out of it.
Right.
Not just a phone number or a date. I want them to go back home and say, that was an experience, that was a movement. This year is a movement. We have never seen this kind of male lineup at any pride in any city ever.
Let me tell you something. I mean, I do find it, especially for us, that when it comes down to white male artists, and this especially from Europe, they actually are willing to go, and actually in some cases they are most likely to go to to just gay clubs in general to perform, because they know a lot of them really boosts their records and really boosts their record sales. How come it's just how can it have been for years so difficult for our African American performers, male performers, to perform at these gay prides?
Well, again, I think it's not just the artist. I think it's a whole package situation.
Okay.
And when I say package, I mean, you are a recording artist. You are signed to a national record label. You have you signed a contract for multi-millions of dollars. You basically belong to the record label. So if they feel like, our fan base, you are an usher and you have a fan base that women and young whatever that support you and buy your records. I mean, everything is based on sales and sales.
Right.
When you look at it.
Right.
If you ain't selling, you ain't with the label. They're going to get rid of you.
That's true.
If you're not producing, if they're investing millions of dollars into you, and they turn around and you're not bringing in their what's the word I'm looking for? You're not producing sales, then there's no need for them to constantly invest in you. So your contract is null and void.
Right.
So they're out there going to buy you out, or have you do your last whatever CD, or put it out there, or show it and send you on your way. But I think that it's more so management and labels that don't want the stigma that will come from, we had this person performing at a pride at a club. A lot of these artists won't go into certain arenas, especially certain clubs, depending on what they want to know what club it is, what's the capacity. When I look at my contractors, even sometimes I look at that, why are you concerned about the capacity and the number of people? I just want you to come here and sing a song and leave. But, and show some love for your fans. But they want to know all these details, because all those details really depend on if they want their artists in their market.
Right. Wow, let me tell you, I'm actually pretty excited to hear the things that you're doing, to reaching out to those artists and tell them it's okay, bring them on, just is perfectly fine. We're going to give you a big wide range of people that actually going to enjoy your music, and guess what? They buy their music anyway. So why wouldn't you want to reach out to your fans? So to me, it makes total sense. And again, this is Wet Dreams Reloaded. Correction, the saga continues.
Oh yeah, I mean, this is a saga. I mean, people are so excited. I mean, I've been getting calls and emails from people. A young man actually sent me a message on Instagram this morning, and it was very, very heartfelt. He was like, I just saw the advertisement that is time really coming to Pride. I said, yeah. He said, I'm like his number one fan. So to hear a young man who is consider himself the number one fan, like I'm a number one fan of Janet Jackson. She don't know me, but I'm a number one fan of other people. But to hear someone send me a message, or even think of sending me a message and say, that's my number one. I'm his number one fan. I'm his number one. I love him. Oh my God, Daryl Wilson, this is crazy. I gotta be there. How can I get tickets? That lets me know that what I have done, it has, again, it's not about Daryl Wilson. It's about changing lives of other people. Right. So there you have a young man right now changing his life, because now he's a gay man, a young man, and now he has an opportunity to see his favorite male singer in person at an event that is geared to his peers and his people. You get what I'm saying? So
absolutely.
That's life changing.
Yes, it is. You know what? Let me tell you, my hats off goes to you, because I definitely want to see as many people come as much as possible, because this year is going to be an exciting year to actually be at the DC Pride coming up. And again, what dates are they again?
Dates are Thursday, May the 25th through Monday the 29th.
And for those who have not bought a ticket, do we still got some availability for that?
show this coming Sunday at midnight, and they can go to my website, DarylWilsonDC.com, and that site will shut down on time at midnight on Sunday, but we will have a food passes that people can purchase at the Host Hotel on Friday at the Grand Hyatt, which is the official Host Hotel of this year's DC Black Pride.
Now, you do have a couple of venues lined up, too. Now, like I said, I've come from South Florida, so I've heard a lot of places, Atlanta, I've been to Atlanta, but I've never been quite to a DC Pride. But I have heard of the Eagle as long as I know. So I'm looking at this lineup. You have the Washington Convention Center, the Stonefish Lounge, DC Eagle, the Park at the 14th, and the Echo Stage. These are all the places where you're going to be hosting the Pride. Is that correct?
You gotta know it. Daryl Wilson don't do nothing but the best. I cannot even. I'm just one of those people. I hear so many things people say about me all the time, and I just say, you know what, Lord, if I believed all the stuff that people say about me, I would be crazy. Yeah. But when it comes to me and what I would want to have, I don't want nobody to have more or to have less. I don't, like for myself, prime example. I love me, and if I'm not going to eat off the floor, you're not going to eat off the floor.
Right.
If I want the best for myself, I want the best for my community.
Wow. Okay.
If I feel like I want to be in the best venue, then I want my peers, my supporters, all of the people who have supported Daryl Wilson over the years, I want to provide the best that I would want for myself. I want it for them as well.
Wow.
So when I go look at venues, I don't want just a venue. I want the best venue. I want the best professional managers, bartenders, staff, security. My staff will tell you when it comes to my event, I will rip them to shreds. Don't disrespect anyone. Make sure that people have what they need in a timely manner. If someone's upset about their drinks, don't stuff it. Go buy them another one.
Wow. Let me tell you, Daryl. I personally, for me, I think a lot of people will be definitely touched by that because of the fact that you are looking to be treated not just as a normal person coming to buy a ticket, but you're actually giving a personal experience that you want people to always walk away memorable, and you're providing that for them day in and day out with pure customer service, which I think is always going to be number one. Let me tell you, I'm actually impressed. I'm very happy I had this podcast with you. And again, I'm going to make sure I post as much information as possible. Remember, the tickets is not much long, guys. Don't have much long. So please make sure you go out there as soon as possible. I'm going to post this podcast as soon as possible to make sure you guys are aware of it. And again, this is Chris with Brothaspeak Podcast, talking with Mr. Daryl Wilson himself, to make sure you guys get a wonderful experience.
I'm ready. I'm ready for this thing to get going, man. I'm really excited about this year. And let me just say this for those people that are coming to DC. If you have never in your life experienced Echo Sage, then you are coming to DC for Pride.
Wow.
Let me tell you right now, and I mean this for everyone listening, if you have not experienced Echo Stage when you are coming to DC, and if you choose to go somewhere else, you are doing yourself a disservice. That venue has just been nominated the #1 venue in America.
Wow.
And it's number 8 in the world. And I'm not saying it to be funny or trying to pull wool or anybody's eyes. That is the best venue I've ever been to in my entire life.
Wow.
Period. Hands down. New York, LA, Vegas, Miami, I'm sorry, I love all of those places and they have nice venues. But Echo Stage is just a monstrosity of a venue all to itself.
Wow.
Nothing can compete with that venue. I'm sorry. You just gotta get a piece of it. You have to.
Wow. Wow, everybody, you better come with your cameras, come with your videos, come with your Instagram. Get ready for an event of a lifetime. My goodness, wow, I'm getting jealous now. All right. And again, thank you, Mr. Wilson, for coming on the show and letting people know what let me tell you, like I said, to me, I haven't really done too many of big promoters like yourself, but let me tell you, I really do appreciate you coming on the show and letting everybody know what's going on. And again, this is Chris with Brothaspeak Podcast with Mr. Daryl Wilson, the promoter extraordinaire on the DC Pride, and the first promoter to be an honorary recipient of the DC Pride. If you guys miss out, you're crazy. I'll definitely make sure all the information is posted out. And this is Chris signing off. Have a wonderful day.
Thanks, folks.